Welcome to Artistry Collaborative. My name is Joanne and I'm so glad you joined me today. If you're new to my channel, well, welcome. I hope you stick around, and if you see what you like, become a subscriber, because I would love for you to join my YouTube family. And to my subscribers, well, you know I just love and appreciate each and every one of you. Okay, today we have some farmhouse decor. I have 1,000 ideas what to do, but this is 5 different pieces using Dollar Tree items. Here at Artistry Collaborative, we are the home of TryLab because, well, all we want you to do is try, and I want to inspire you to do it your way and create what feels good for you. So, as we say at Artistry Collaborative, well, before we say that, please, if you really like this channel, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe, hit that subscribe button and the bell so it'll notify you every time I upload a new video. I've been doing one a week that has multiple projects on it. And like I said, here at Artistry Collaborative, we love to inspire creativity. And so let's go and create these together. Okay. I was so crazy about these when they came out that I bought a whole case of them. And of course they came out at Valentine's Day and I still have not gotten around to doing anything with them. So this is going to start our farmhouse series. So I am just going to go in and paint this red. I wish I had bought some chalk paint. I was at Walmart today and I should have gotten it because this stuff is not great, but we'll do what we can do. So I'm going to cover this and I'll be back. Alright, so this is completely dry, and I had this awesome stamp I bought and I can't find it, so we have to do something else, but it's okay. So I want the barn door open and I want the animals sticking their head out of the barn door, so I'm still going to go with the barn door. So I'm going to take some popsicle sticks and we're going to make a barn door. Not quite this big, but and what I want to do, let me make a pattern first and I'll be back. Okay, again, I apologize for the sun. I can't do much about it, but I hope you can see this. So I just trimmed the popsicle sticks and how I measured that was I measured from the end of the roof to the end of the barn, and because I wanted it to be full. And then I used 6 popsicle sticks and we're going to glue these up and across, and now I'm going to take this one and it's going to go this way, but I need to cut it here and here. So we will cut it on an angle. It's okay because barn doors aren't perfect. So, alright, now I just want to make sure that this works, and it does, so that's perfect. Alright, so we'll get the hot glue. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just glue this down to hold it, and then I'll put Mod Podge on the other side to hold it all together. But I didn't feel like putting hot glue in between each of the popsicle sticks because it makes it thicker. You know, the glue is thick, so I figured I'll do it after this is holding it in place. So I'm going to put this one down and hold that, and then I want to see where this falls, like so. And you will probably want to sand well, maybe you won't want to, sand your popsicle sticks because they do splinter. But I kind of like the ruggedness of it. So, but I mean, you could go and sand it even. I kind of like it. Definitely looks rustic. Okay, so, but this is going to be like that, and I'm going to put the animals on this side. So, yeah. So I'm going to paint this black. I'm going to put the glue on it. I'm just going to put a layer on the back, and then once that's dry, I will paint the whole thing black. I guess I don't have to paint the back because no one's going to see it. Alright, so let me see if I can find that. I would really like to find that stamp because it's very cool. But if not, I have a backup plan. Alright, so here's my door, and I made a little sign. I got a set. It's from Simple Stories, and it's Farmhouse. So it had these words in it, love my herd. So I really like that. So what I did is I just took a piece of wood and I glued down the sticker, and then I put a little jute twine with a brad, and now we're going to glue that on here. Now since I cannot find my stamp, I'm going to use this cutout that came with this Simple Stories. I got this Simple Stories, there's a thing called Peachy Cheap, and if you sign up for it every day, there's a special on ephemera and stickers, and they're usually like themed, like farmhouse or graduation or whatever. So check out Peachy Cheap if you're into that, because they do have some cool sets. So anyways, I am going to hot glue this on, and then I'm going to Mod Podge this on, and then I found this and I thought that would look really cute there. So let's just get some hot glue. Let's put some hot glue on here. Like that. And then we'll take the Mod Podge and cover this. I have got to find that stamp. I can't believe I don't know where it is, because I have all these DIYs for a farmhouse that I wanted to do, and I wanted to use that stamp. So anyway, it was really cool. I got it Hobby Lobby clearance, so it was like 75% off, so it was very reasonable. Anyway, so we're gonna put this like this, and I like it because it could be for a farmer, I love my herd, or it could be for your family if you consider them a herd. But yeah, so then we just put some Mod Podge over that. Put a little Mod Podge on this. And there you go. Pretty easy. I just love these bonds. Obviously I have 24 of them now. Okay. So when I finished with the last one, I realized, you know, I painted two, so I might as well give you two different options of what you can do with these barns. I mean, there's so many things, but so I am creating a different door. This was a sticker from that same company, Simple Stories, so I tacky glued that down, and then I just cut a couple of popsicle sticks, and then this is a stick from Haagen-Dazs, but it reminds me of like the Longhorn kind of things, if that makes any sense. So I kind of like that, so I'm putting that on the top to give it a different door. And then I made this. It's just a piece of spare paint stirrer that I had cut down, and then I used 2 coffee stirrers like this, and I cut them down. So I cut one like that, put that down, and then the next one I cut halfway and then cut the other half that way, and then just painted it black, and that's gonna go up there like so. Alright, and then I found this that says The Country Life, and I thought that would look really cute right there. So I'm going to Mod Podge that on. So that's just another little way that you can, you know, do something with these barns. Okay, so I saw this somewhere on Facebook or Pinterest. I don't know. It's adorable. So I had this one, but the door's missing. Do I need the doors? No, I don't think I do. Alright, I'm going to use this one. It is already white, but I'm going to white paint it with chalk paint, and I'm going to put it up like that. So let me paint this. The reason why I'm painting it with chalk paint is because I wanted to stress it. So the chalk paint will take the distress better. Do I want this on hand? That's how they had it, but I'm thinking maybe I need a block of wood. I'm going to think about this. Okay, so what I've decided is that I'm going to put this on my tier tray. So I don't want it on a stand at all. But if you wanted to put it on a stand, you could get one of those little crates and put it on that, or just a block of wood. I think it looks cute just the way it is. So I'm going to take some of my antique wax, and we're going to dry brush over this little, well, it's going to be a hen house if you haven't figured that out yet. I may not have said it. Ay, ay, ay. Alright, so I'm just going over the edges. And then inside. Let me know if you have a tiered tray, if you decorate your tiered tray. Would you like me to do like a whole series of small tiered tray items? Yeah, I love the idea of a tiered tray. The only thing, my problem is like decorate it, but then we use it as for snacks and stuff, so it's hard to keep it decorated. So I should have one to decorate and one for snacks, but oh well. Alright, so that'll dry relatively quickly. So now I am going to get some straw, and I'm going to put some tacky glue. I need to fill up my tacky glue. And actually I think I'll do it like so. And then I'm going to take my veil and there's all this powdery stuff, and I'm just going to put it in the glue. Tamp it down a little bit. Like so. Now I was going to use these Easter eggs from Dollar Tree, but they're too big, so I'm going into my egg stash and going to find some eggs. Now I'm trying to, I'd like them to look, and that's not going to work. Alright, so let me paint these. I'm going to paint them with the white, and we will, maybe I'll paint them with the brown, with the light brown. Yeah, because brown eggs are local eggs are fresh. Okay, alright, so I want to put some chicken wire, and I got this at Hobby Lobby, and so in order to put this in here, I'm going to measure and cut. I'm going to cut in the middle of the, what do you want to call that? It's not a diamond. Let's call them diamonds just for the heck of it. Alright. Alright. And then I'm going to bend this part, because in order to glue that in, I'm going to attach it to a piece of wood and then glue the wood in the side. So this has got to be cut. Very clean, and you could sand it if you wanted, but it's a chicken coop, so there's that. I'm going to paint these brown. This is the color that I used for the eggs. It's called Blush Brown, and it's by Anita's. This is going to go on here like so. So I'm going to put a bead of hot glue. And my hot glue gun's not on. Alright, so I felt like it needed a little more hay in the coop. So now I'm just putting a thick layer of the tacky glue and just adding a little bit more of the straw. Okay. Alright, so back to this. So I'm going to put a bead of glue. I'm going to use my fingers for this. And I should double it. Yeah, I think I'll sandwich it. So, put another bead of glue. And sandwich that. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And now I'm going to put these in here. Alright, it worked. You have to realize it's always an experiment with me. So I'm going to do the back and then we're going to add the eggs. Alright, so that's what it looks like. Very cute. Here's my eggs. I did 3 brown and 1 white. I am a farm girl, so I don't know if you know, but the color of the egg depends on the coloring of the chicken. So white chickens have white eggs, and brown chickens or red chickens, like Rhode Island red, will give you brown chickens, brown eggs. So that song that I sang, brown eggs are local eggs and local eggs are fresh, that used to be a commercial back in the day. And I'm kind of like, I always like to get brown eggs, but they say it isn't true, that it's just the coloring of the chicken. So a little farm fact for you from your friend. So I found this Farm Fresh, so I want to put that on the coop, and I just have this little round disc, and I thought I would put that up there. Really cute. There we go. And I know it's not everybody's thing, but I think it's adorable, and it just brings me back to my farm roots. So I got these from Dollar General. They were $1, and they had like a cow, a pig, or a chicken. And so I took the animal off, and we're going to take this wire off. And I have 2 of these Dollar Tree houses. Basically, we're going to build a box, like so. I don't know if I want it all the way. I don't know. I'll have to decide. Anyways, I'm going to paint this black so everything matches. And then this was in my paper stack from the Simple Stories I was telling you about that I got from Peachy Cheap. So I'm going to Mod Podge that in there, and I'm going to paint these black first. So let me do that, and I'll be back. Alright, so I did one, and now I'm going to do the other one. I'm just taking my tacky glue, putting it on very heavily, and especially around the edges. And then I just put this in here, and use my finger, or you could use a credit card, debit card, to just will probably go in with my X-Acto knife because it's a little bit off. But we'll wait for that to dry. Now, I did notice on the opposite side of this paper was the buffalo plaid, so I have that, I think in Dollar Tree vinyl. So I thought I'd cover the backs with that. So I'm going to do that, and I'll be back. Alright, so I really like the way that finishes it off, and I think it's a nice complement to it. So now these are the boards. They come in a pack of, I'm going to say 6, I don't remember. This is going to build the base of the bottom. So I am going to tacky glue the two of them together. Like so. But then I'm going to reinforce it with some popsicle sticks. So I do have to trim these a little bit. Should put one here. And then this. So I'm going to trim this too. So we will hot glue this. On this end. Hot glue it on that end. And then we'll put this in the center to reinforce the bottom. And I'm going to paint the whole thing black. So now we are going to attach the houses to these two boards. So all I'm going to do, I'll put a bead along here. And I'm putting it in the middle. It's a little bit smaller than the house, so I want it to be even on both sides. And then I'm going to run another bead there. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. And I will probably paint a couple of Jenga blocks and put them in there so that it will reinforce it. And now, we will attach the sides, and again, with hot glue. So, there, there. Say I'm not liking that the inside of this is unfinished, so I probably am going to go in there and paint it. So I did paint the inside. It just looks a little more finished. And then I painted 6 Jenga blocks, and I'm going to put them on the inside of the box, just to reinforce it a little bit more. going to drill a hole, and I'm going to put a piece of wired jute to give it a handle. Alright, so I drilled a hole, and again, this is the wired jute twine from Dollar Tree, and I'm just knotting it. I put hot glue on the end because it will fray. And then just pulling that through. And putting the hot glue also makes it easier to get it through the hole, because the wire wants to come away from the twine. Alright, now it could be done. Now you could use this as a basket, you could put flowers in there, but I need to do something. I got these wooden cutouts at Hobby Lobby. They came with a cow, a pig, a chicken, and a horse, I believe. So I used the 2 chickens. You got 2 of each, I think. Oh no, I bought 2 packages. Alright, so you got 1 of each. So I'm going to put a chicken on each one. And I was thinking, you know, if you're a farmer or you have some chickens, this would be a great little egg carrier. Again, you could put florals in it if you wanted. I think I'm going to actually put my potatoes and onions in here. So, yeah, I like it a lot. Alright, on to the next DIY. Alright, so now we're going to make a wreath. And I am going to use this bamboo wreath. And we're going to darken it a little bit with the Waverly Antique Waverly Antique Wax. And I'm going to add a little bit of water. And we're just going to try to darken it up. I'm not going to try to cover everything, but I just want to give it a little more darkness because we're going to use some sunflowers, and I think that this will pick up the center of the sunflowers better than just the bamboo. Now if you wanted, you could paint it white or yellow or, you know, whatever floats your boat. But I think, you know, trying to keep it look natural, or I don't know, maybe a grapevine wreath would look better. I don't know. But anyways, so I'm going to do this, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I have all these leaves from different picks that I've used, so I'm just going to click them, stick them, put some hot glue and stick them right into the wreath. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut these because it's hard to get them in, is I'm going to go this way, put a bow here. I'm going to hang the chicken here, and then I thought maybe I'll put a nest with some eggs there. So I'm going to cut these and put them in separately because I don't like the way that they're sticking. Alright, so let me put the leaves in and I'll be back. Okay, so I have all the leaves on, and now I have this pick of sunflowers. So I just left a little bit on, and it will slide right in there. And I'm going to use all 5 of them. feel like it needs something else. I think I'm going to add these in as well. Alright, now I'm going to take this off, and I think I'm going to cover this with, well, let me see if I can find, I'd like to find some sunflower paper. I could just paint it black, but, and I think I'm going to put 2 pieces of wire to tie that in. So let me find what I'm going to do with this, and I'll be back. Alright, so that's what my chicken looks like, covered with scrapbook paper. Now I'm taking some of this wire that I had in my stash and just connecting it, and I'm going to hook it into the wreath. Hopefully. And I'll just pull it up to where it hangs. How I want it to. Alright, this flower's got to be reattached. Let's see. Yeah, that looks right, right? Alright, so then I'm going to cut this. Make sure my hot glue gun on. And I'm going to wrap it around the wreath. I was going to just put this loosely on here, but I'm afraid over time it's just going to disintegrate. So I'm going to put a bunch of tacky glue all over it and mold it. Alright. And just so that it stays in place a little bit better. You know, so this is going to take a while to dry. And I am using tacky glue in case I didn't say. But yeah, I'm going to go get some wax paper and let this sit. Alright, so using the same sunflower material from Dollar Tree, I'm going to make a rag bow. That's what I'm calling it. I don't know if that's the actual. But I cut strips of the fabric, and I have this burlap ribbon from Dollar Tree, and I have this farm ribbon from Dollar Tree, and I'm just putting 2 pieces, crossing them, and stacking this. So that, and that. Alright, so then I'm going to take a piece of twine, and I'm going to tie this. and then just separate everything. Now you could like, I think I want to trim my dovetail, my ribbons. So of course that's just folding it and cutting it. And then I'm just going to spread it out. And we will attach it to the wreath. So let me do this and I'll be back. So I ended up taking the jute twine off and using wire because I wanted it really tight. I think I've told you this before, but it's best to just hold the wire and turn the bow, and it makes it extremely tight. And then I just, you know, separated them. So now I'm going to put this way up here. Here, this isn't completely dry yet, but dry enough to work, and I just trimmed it a little bit so that it was a little bit neater. And now we're just going to take some hot glue and put that here. Be very careful because I see lots of burns happening here. My last burn was a real doozy. So I'm just going to put that on there for it to stay. I'm using some of these plastic eggs that I got from Dollar Tree. They were on a stand. I guess they were supposed to be a garland. And I'm using one gold, one white, and, well, it's a beigey color, and one yellow because it picks up all the colors in the wreath. So it really coordinates really well. I really like this. Alright, so we just put some glue on here, stick it in, hold it. Trying to let it look less plastic and more real. Like that. Let me find a button. Alright, I'm not sure. When I just went back to my camera, it didn't look like it had this in the viewfinder, but so basically I just glued this on here and sanded these. I did find this button and I think it's wooden and it goes really well, so I'm just going to put some glue on there, put it like that, and there you go. And there you go. Yeah, I think it's adorable. So another one of my frames from Hobby Lobby. I put a thing of chalk white and then some gesso because I was going to do one thing with it, but now I'm going to do something else. But it needs another coat, and then I want to put this stencil on it from Dollar Tree. And then I'm thinking that I may edge it with this fabric. Yeah. So, how do I want to do this? Maybe I want to do the chicken in white and the rest of it in teal. I think I'm going to do a thing of teal, the agave, and then we'll stencil on top of that, and then we'll put the sunflowers. But I'm going to do this in brown, in the antique wax. So let's do that first, because I can kind of be sloppy with that. Within reason. Didn't expect there to be that much. So yeah, I'm just gonna, doesn't matter if I get it on the canvas because we're gonna cover that up with the fabric. But let's, and the reason why I'm doing this in the antique is because we'll pick up the brown in the sunflowers. Alright, so let me do this and I'll be back. Right, so I did 2 coats of the agave in the middle because we're going to put this in here, and I'm going to do this with a, I think a plaster or maybe a cashew color. And then I plotted out the sides so that I can cut up the material to put that down. So thinking maybe I should do the material first. And cut my strips. Yeah, let me get my strips down first. So I'm going to cut them. This is 1 inch by 10 inch. And this is 2 inches by 8 inches. So let me cut these and I'll be back. Okay, so I've cut my pieces, and they're not exactly straight, but we're going to use some ribbon to cover that up. And now I'm just putting in some tacky glue, and going to put this down. This is why ribbon would be better. You wouldn't get all these strings, but I didn't have any. Alright, so now I'm going to put this down, and we are going to stencil this. I'm going to tape it down so it doesn't move. Okay, so now I'm taking the cashew color by Waverly. It's like a very beigey yellow. And I'm just going to spounce, use one of these Dollar Tree dabbers. Doesn't want to stay down. And the way I'm putting the paint on it is just using a paintbrush. Alright, so I did end up going in with a paintbrush. So let's see. Not too bad. Not too bad. Alright, so we're going to let that dry. I'm going to see if I can clean that up with a Q-tip. So I couldn't take off the white, so I just went over it with more agave. And now I am just putting in this, my favorite ribbon from Dollar Tree, and just cleaning up my edges here so that we can pretend they were straight. And there you go. I think it's really sweet. I really like it. Okay. And there you go, the final reveal. I hope you really like these Farmhouse DIYs and gave you some great ideas. Using these products, you could do it any style that you like. If you like this channel, please give it a thumbs up. If you have not become a subscriber, I would love for you to join my YouTube family. It just really helps for this channel to grow. And as we say, just keep on creating.